Today, I want to give you the most powerful manifestation exercise that will rule them all. And this will help you change your life. You will need a telescope to see how far you have come in 2025. And why do I say this is the only thing that you need? There are lots of reasons, but I want to share with you some of the key reasons. The first reason is this exercise is responsible for me manifesting my 22-room mansion while I was living in one-bedroom flat within a year. And this is also responsible for me receiving my annual income in a month and doing this over and over again. And the other reason is because I have helped more than 1,000 people use this very same method and change their life, manifest illogical wealth, and manifest incredibly powerful and mind-blowing things. And the other reason why this method is really powerful, because it right aligns with what is our part in the co-creation, and that is literally all we need to do. And let me explain a little bit when I say that. Everything in this universe is vibrating. Everything in this universe is vibrating, and that is law of vibration. The chair you're sitting on, the table around you, the laptop, the phone, everything is vibrating. Even you are vibrating. If you look at your hand in the microscope, it's moving right now. And according to law of attraction, when two things are vibrating on the same frequency, they match. They are attracted to each other. That's why it's called attraction. That's a law of resonance as well. And this law of attraction is not some woo-woo. It's very, very serious science. Like if you look at the mobile phone, right? When you call somebody on their number, you speak to them, you have just used law of attraction because you called their frequency. Their mobile number is their frequency. Similarly, when you dial into FM radio, that is law of attraction because you just dial into that frequency and now you hear it. TV is the powerful manifester. It dials into the frequency of the channel that you select. So everything in this world is following law of attractions with the precision of a second. The question is, what does it mean for you? And that is where this method becomes the ultimate, the most powerful method. And the reason is because your job is not to make the attraction happen. That is taken care of by the law of attraction with the precision of the second. And it's even working when you're sleeping. So you don't have to worry about that. Your job is to dial into that frequency, is to tune into that frequency so that you can attract. So if you haven't been able to attract what you desire until now, it's because you haven't dialed into that frequency of your vision. This is the only reason. So this exercise, this ultimate method, works in 100% alignment with that principle, how you dial into that frequency. Now, a lot of people take this wrong. It took me 4 years to understand what does it mean to dialing into a frequency. Dialing into a frequency doesn't mean that you just visualize or you just do your affirmations or you just think about time to time or you say, oh, I really want it. Dial into the frequency means it becomes your natural state of being. You cannot control your frequency. You cannot control your vibrational state. That is controlled by your operating system that controls how you think, how you feel, how you act 90% of the time. If you try to override it and control your frequency, control your negative thoughts, try to feel good, it will not work because you're fighting against an operating system that is running your whole body, that works on autopilot 98% of the time. So you're fighting against science. It's like if you start fighting against gravity, it's not going to stop. It always works. So the key behind and the secret sauce behind this principle is you shift your operating system. So this method go deepest and shift your operating system and help you implant a new operating system which is in vibrational alignment 24/7 with your desired frequency. So you don't have to do anything. You don't even have to think about it once you have implanted it. Let's implant it. What are we waiting for? So what we do is we ask ourselves, what is my new identity? Because your operating system is basically how you see you. All the ideas, beliefs, labels, things that you have accepted about you run your show, run how your operating system control you. That's why you have this income ceiling. When you try to bypass that income ceiling and you want to earn more money and you start putting in the effort, maybe you might even attract more money, But then something happens, you manifest an expense or something else happen, and you go back to the same level because you try to bypass the operating system, and then it realized that there is a deviation in the target, in what's what meant to do, and it came back to the original. What you really want to do is you want to change the operating system and make sure that you are doing that so naturally that it becomes your natural state. You don't have to use your conscious mind to put pressure on yourself or to force yourself think positive, think abundant thoughts, because when you do that, all you do is you try to override it. You cannot override it, and you get frustration, anxiety, and the thought, what is wrong with me? Okay. So the question is, who do I need to be? In order to change your operating system, the good news is you don't have to change anything about you. You just need to change the way you see you. That is the effortless way. The question is, who do I need to be to become a match? What I teach in all my programs to my highest ticket clients and my premium clients, and this is what I'm going to share with you today, is the self-design method. Where do you design yourself? And I tell my clients, imagine you have this beautiful castle with millions of rooms, with beautiful rooms. And imagine you have this beautiful castle with beautiful rooms and they're fully empty. You can design them whatever way you want. You have got infinite supply of money. How would you design them? See yourself as a masterpiece that you're designing. You're like this blank canvas, and you can design yourself the way you want to. You can choose every aspect of your life, and I'm going to share with you the powerful way to implant that. But first, let's design it. The first question is, how do you talk? How do you walk? How do you show up? How do you feel about yourself? What is your ideology and belief system about money? What kind of friends do you have? What kind of things you do? How do you operate in your day-to-day life? What kind of CEO you are? How is your aura and your magnetism and your vibe? And you get to take this beautiful paintbrush and paint as wildly and as beautifully as you desire. Go as wild, as crazy as you want. Say the things about you that really put your soul on fire. So the few things I'm going to share with you, I said about myself that I'm a woman of value. I'm a masterpiece. Whatever I do is electric. I always win. Right? And I started writing the version of me. Like I was like, if I always dress this in this beautiful flowing silk, and if I have this vibe, and whoever stands next to me in my energy feels shifted, my message resonates deeply with people's heart. I'm really connected with myself. I am a pure channel for divine operations. So I started to really write to myself in a very detailed way. And I started to create like a script. If I was acting in a movie, and what would be my script? But again, here you're not acting, you're actually activating and uncovering who you really are. That's why it's effortless, and that's why it's really powerful, because you start to feel that you are becoming who you really are. Okay? So you write your whole script, you write about your demeanor, about your energy. Maybe when you enter the room, you count the number of heads that turn. Like as you start talking about these things, you start to feel that feeling of, yes, that's me. So you write all those things about all aspects of your life, about your deepest thoughts, about your deepest belief system, your ideas, everything, to how you dress, and even dressing is a very shallow thing in my opinion, but it has a huge impact on yourself, on your subconscious mind. I have seen a lot of wealthy and successful people dressed like homeless people, really, right? But that's not the point. The point is, what does it mean for you? What gives a very powerful message to your subconscious mind that you are already that? Okay, so you recreate, you design yourself, you write your script, and then what you do is you take those aspects and you take that aspect, you start feeling it, and if you feel it for 1 week, and then you start acting in alignment. You feel that, you start acting in alignment, and you do it with 2 things at a time. And even if you do like few things, you see huge change in your results, because you don't need to change your identity in a lot of ways. You just need to have these tweaks in your identity, and your outer reality changes like night and day. As you write your script, you take those aspects 2 at a time, you really feel them, and you embody them, and you act in alignment with them. And you see your outer reality change as fast as and your outer reality blows your mind away. This method does not rely on you trying to force yourself on thinking abundant thoughts, but it relies on you jumping into that version of you who is already a match for what you desire. And when you change what is in the inside, outside reality is just a mirror. So it changes as fast as night and day.